Have you ever noticed something strange happening when you're hungry? You open the fridge and see healthy options sitting right in front of you. Maybe there's fruit, vegetables, yogurt, or a homemade meal ready to eat. You know these foods are good for your body. You know they will give you energy and help you stay healthy. But somehow, your attention keeps drifting toward something else. A packet of chips, a chocolate bar, a slice of pizza, burger. Suddenly, those foods seem far more exciting and satisfying, and before you realize it, the healthy choice is forgotten. Most people think this happens because they lack self-control. They blame themselves and believe they simply need more discipline. But what if that isn't the real reason? What if the decision was already being influenced deep inside your brain before you even felt the craving? Scientists have discovered that your brain is wired to chase certain foods, and the reason goes back thousands of years. In this video, we'll uncover why your brain chooses junk food over healthy food, and the surprising science behind every craving. To understand why your brain keeps choosing junk food, we need to go back thousands of years. In the early human world, food was not always available. People had to search, hunt, and sometimes even struggle for every single meal. In that environment, survival depended on one simple rule. Whenever high-calorie food was found, the brain must prioritize it immediately. Because calories meant energy, and energy meant survival. Over time, the human brain evolved to recognize sugar and fat as highly valuable rewards. These foods were rare in nature, but extremely powerful for survival, so the brain built a strong preference for them. Now fast forward to the modern world. Food is everywhere, but the brain hasn't changed. Junk foods like burgers, pizza, and chips are packed with sugar, fat, and calories in a way nature never offered before. So when you see them, your brain reacts as if it has found something extremely valuable. That is why the choice is not just about taste or willpower, it is about an ancient survival system still running in a completely modern environment. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Your brain doesn't just choose food based on survival, it also uses a powerful chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is not exactly pleasure, but it is the signal that tells your brain, this was worth it, do it again. When you eat junk food like burgers, pizza, or chocolate, your brain gets a strong dopamine spike. The taste, smell, texture, and sugar-fat combination all work together to create an instant reward. Your brain remembers this moment very clearly. Now compare this with healthy food. Fruits, vegetables, and home-cooked meals are good for your body, but they usually give a much slower and weaker dopamine response. There is no instant explosion of reward, so the brain doesn't register it as exciting. This is where the cycle begins. The brain starts preferring experiences that give faster and stronger dopamine hits. So even when you are not hungry, the brain still pushes you toward junk food because it remembers the reward it got before. And slowly, this repeated pattern turns into craving, not because you are weak, but because your brain is trained by dopamine. Now the real battle starts inside your daily choices. On one side, you have healthy food, salad, fruits, and home-cooked meals. On the other side, you have junk food, burger, pizza, fries. Logically, you already know what is better for your body, but your brain doesn't always follow logic. Healthy food gives long-term benefits, but the reward is slow. You eat it, you feel full, you get energy, but there is no immediate, exciting signal in your brain. It feels normal, not powerful. But junk food is designed for instant impact. The first bite itself triggers salt, sugar, and fat in a perfect combination that hits your brain's reward system immediately. It feels strong, exciting, and satisfying in seconds. And here is the key point. Your brain is always trying to save energy and choose the fastest reward. So it creates a shortcut. What feels better right now must be more important. Because of this, even when you know healthy food is better, junk food often wins the decision in real-life situations. Now here's something most people never realize. Junk food is not just tasty by chance. It is carefully designed to target your brain's reward system. Food companies study human psychology to figure out the exact combination of flavors that keeps you coming back. Sugar, salt, and fat are engineered in a precise balance to hit what scientists call the bliss point. This is the perfect level where the food feels extremely satisfying but not overwhelming, making your brain want more after every bite. But it doesn't stop at taste. Even the visuals are part of the strategy. Bright packaging, Glossy textures and advertisements showing melted cheese, crispy sounds, and slow-motion bites are all designed to activate your brain before you even eat anything. The result is simple but powerful. Your brain starts craving the food just by seeing or thinking about it. So by the time you make a decision, it's not just hunger driving you, it's already a pre-built craving shaped by design and repeated exposure. Now here's a hidden trigger that silently takes control of your food choices: stress. Think about a day when everything feels heavy. Work pressure, overthinking, tiredness, or emotional overload. In that moment, your brain doesn't act logically. It shifts into survival comfort mode. And in survival mode, your brain doesn't ask what is healthy. It asks what will make me feel better right now. This is where junk food becomes the fastest escape. Because sugar, fat, and salt don't just taste good, they temporarily calm stress signals in the brain. For a few minutes, you feel relaxed, distracted, even a little happy. And your brain remembers that feeling very clearly. At the same time, stress increases a hormone called cortisol, which directly pushes your brain toward high-calorie foods. So it's not just emotional craving, it's also a biological push. That's why after a stressful day, salad feels too simple, but pizza, fries, or chocolate suddenly feel like a reward you deserve. And every time you repeat this, your brain strengthens the connection between stress and junk food, making the cycle even harder to break. Now the big question is, if your brain is wired this way, can you actually change it? The answer is yes, but not overnight. Because what you are dealing with is not just a habit, it's a trained reward system that has been reinforced over time. The good news is that the brain is not fixed. It has something called neuroplasticity, which means it can rewire itself based on new experiences. Every time you make a different choice, you are slowly reshaping your cravings. But here's the reality. It will feel uncomfortable at first. When you start choosing healthy food, your brain may not give you the same instant reward. That's normal. The brain is just adjusting to a new pattern. The key is repetition. When you repeatedly choose healthier options, even in small moments, your brain slowly starts to reduce the intensity of junk food cravings. Over time, what once felt boring starts becoming normal, and what once felt necessary starts losing power. So yes, you can rewire your brain, but it requires consistency, patience, and awareness of the system that has been controlling your choices. So when you connect all the dots, the picture becomes very clear. This was never just about willpower or discipline. It was about a brain that is still living in an ancient survival world, while you are trying to function in a modern food environment. Junk food is not beating you because you are weak, it is winning because it is perfectly designed to match your brain's natural wiring. Your brain is always chasing three things: fast energy, instant reward, and minimum effort. And junk food delivers all three in seconds. That is why in the moment it feels almost impossible to resist, even when you fully know the consequences. But here is the real twist. This system is not permanent. Your brain is constantly learning from what you repeat. Every single time you pause before eating, every time you delay a craving, every time you choose something different, you are sending a new signal to your brain. At first, these changes feel small and powerless, but inside your brain, something powerful is shifting. Old craving pathways start weakening, and new, healthier pathways slowly begin to form. It is not an overnight transformation, it is a quiet rewiring happening every day. So the final truth is simple. Your brain doesn't decide your food choices forever, you train it, one decision at a time.